Good morning, students. I hope so. Everyone is good and everyone's doing fine. So, we are at the verge of the end of this particular chapter, and we have covered the entire chapter almost. Only one or two topics are going to left. We are going to discuss it today itself, and we are going to complete the chapter. And tomorrow, most probably, you are going to get the summary lecture. So, basically, in this chapter till now, the things that we have covered are the means of transport. Basically, our main means of transport are three, which are the land transport, the water transport, and the air transport. And we have completed off and we have discussed each of them with their features, their obstacles, and how they are improving and contributing to our national economy. Then we have talked about in a previous lecture about communication, what are the major forms of communication, how communication helps in the development of the national economy. We have talked about that. But today we are going to start off with the international trade. So the topics that are basically left and we are going to be covering in this lecture will be, so this is lecture 4, chapter number 7, Lifelines of National Economy, class 10, subject Geography. So the topics that are left and we are going to be covering is international trade. So how does international trade works as the means of transport and communication? So we'll discuss that. Then tourism as a trade. So how does tourism could be one of the way of trading system in India? So we'll talk about that, and rest is the end of this chapter. We'll conclude this chapter. Then I will let you know about the homework solution and the homework that I'm going to assign you in this particular lecture. So these will be the topics that we are going to be covering in this particular lecture. So let's get started with the lecture now. It is going to be a small one, not a major one, so we can cover up really quick. So first of all, please be ready with your book, your notebook, and one pen in your hand. Okay. So the first topic that we are going to take is the international trade. So how does international trade help us in like trading system, and basically it helps in the economy as well. So basically पहले तो हम ये जानते हैं कि how does trade refer to. So basically what does trade mean to us, how trade is helpful in our day-to-day life. So basically the exchange of goods among people, states and countries is referred to as trade. So what does trade means? When we are exchanging goods amongst the people around us, या तो हम लोगों को देते हैं या फिर हम ट्रांसफर करते हैं from one state to another or from one country to another country. That exchange of goods is known as trade. Now the market is the place where such exchange take place. So now अब हम exchange करें, but where is the particular place we are exchanging these things? So basically the market is the current place where such particular things has been exchanged and these they take place. So this trading system between two countries is called international trade. So if like the trading system is within the country, so that is known as trading only. But when we are exchanging our goods with the other country's goods, that is known as international trade here. So if the normal trading system that we do with normal people, or we are distributing the goods in different states within a country, that is just known as trade. But when in certain markets we are distributing our goods with other countries and they are exporting their goods to our countries, that kind of a system is known as international trade here. Now it may take place through some sea, air or land routes. So majorly this international trade is not limited to some means of transport. We can like export or import the particular goods through seaports, through some airports and through some land routes as well. Now how does land route help in the national trade system? Basically the neighbor countries we are having, so we are connected with them through लैंड रोड्स एज वेल, लाइक पाकिस्तान हो गया, नेपाल हो गया, चेन्नई, सॉरी चाइना, देन म्यांमार, सिक्किम, श्रीलंका. दीज आर फ्यू ऑफ द प्लेसेस जहाँ से हम बेसिकली हम लैंड से भी अपनी जो जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है वो दे सकते हैं गुड्स उनको, और हम वहां से उनसे ले भी सकते हैं. सो मेजर एक्सचेंज ऑफ गुड्स विद इन द कंट्रीज through any means of transport, that could be sea, air or land routes, it could be possible. Now while this local trade is carried in cities, towns and villages, state level trade is carried between two or more states. Now जो normal local trade system होता है, that is there in one city or one particular state only, मतलब एक state के अंदर जितने भी cities है उसी के अंदर it is covering up, so that is known as लोकल ट्रेड सिस्टम. मतलब हरियाणा में इतने सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट है और जो ट्रेडिंग सिस्टम जो है इट इज कैरिंग फ्रॉम वन सिटी टू अनदर, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी नोन एज लोकल ट्रेड सिस्टम. नाउ व्हाट कुड बी द स्टेट लेवल ट्रेड? सो बेसिकली द स्टेट लेवल ट्रेड सिस्टम इज कैरिड बिटवीन टू और मोर स्टेट्स वेयर वी आर ट्रांसफरिंग आवर गुड्स विद दी अदर स्टेट. जैसे यूपी हो गया, यूपी के गुड्स हरियाणा में आते हैं, हरियाणा के गुड्स यूपी में जा रहे हैं. तो व्हाट दिस इज स्टेट लेवल ट्रेडिंग सिस्टम वेयर वी आर कैरिंग एंड और एक्सचेंजिंग द गुड्स बिटवीन टू और मोर स्टेट्स. नाउ दिस एडवांसमेंट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड ऑफ अ कंट्री इज एन इंडेक्स ऑफ इट्स इकोनॉमिक प्रॉस्पेरिटी एज वेल. नाउ अब जो सिस्टम हम पहले जो था सिर्फ विद इन कंट्री में ही हमारा जो चीजें एक्सप्लोर होती थी वो होती थी, बट जस्ट बिकॉज द एडवांसमेंट ऑफ दिस इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड ऑफ आवर कंट्री इट हैज गिवन अ रियली गुड बूस्ट इन द इकोनॉमी ऑफ आवर कंट्री. बेसिकली इट हैज गिवन अ लॉट मोर which could be possible only because of this international trade only, and therefore it is considered the economic barometer for a country. So basically barometer is a kind of a tool which enhances the GDP rate or any country's economic rate. So it is being considered that, according to that international trade is one of the leading aspect for the economic barometer for a country here. Now as per the sources are space bond, no country can survive without international trade. So mostly why this international trade is happening? Just because one country can't produce each and everything. I just told you that in many of the chapters we have covered this, like one country can't produce each and everything. We will be dependent on one thing or the another with the other part of the country which they must be producing in a well and advanced quantity. So that's why the resources are very space bound. We can produce few of the things, but we can't produce each and everything out there. So that's why no country can survive without any international trade system. Now the export and import are the components of the trade. So basically the trading system depends on two things, and the major components that are there are exporting system and importing system. Exporting means we are giving away, and importing system we are taking. So please remember these things in your mind. Exporting means we are giving away, and importing means coming to us. So these are the two important components of trade. Now the balance of trade of a country is the difference between its export and import system. So all the balance is maintained of this trading system of a country is the kind of a difference between the exporting system and importing system. मतलब जो इसका जो difference होता है, that is the kind of the value of export system we are having. So when the value of export exceeds the value of imports, kind of depends on the system of the exports only. So it is called a favorable balance of trade here. Okay. Continuing, so majorly what I was just saying, that the balance of the trade of a country depends on the difference between the exporting system and importing system. कि हम कितना दे रहे हैं और कितना हमारे पास आ रहा है. So it depends on that. अगर हमारा जो लेवल है जो देने का वो ज्यादा है then the importing, तो हमारे फेवर में that is called as a favorable balance of trade, क्योंकि हम जो हमसे ज्यादा चीजें लिए जा रही हैं. तो जो प्रॉफिट लेवल होगा वो ज्यादा होगा। अगर हम उनसे ज्यादा खरीद रहे हैं तो वो चीज उनके फेवर में ज्यादा जाएगी। दैट इज वन ऑफ द थिंग दैट यू शुड कीप इन योर माइंड कि अगर हम ज्यादा देंगे तो ऑब्वियसली हमें जो प्रॉफिट मिलेगा उससे वो ज्यादा होगा। अगर हम उनसे ज्यादा खरीद रहे हैं तो ऑब्वियसली वी विल बी इन लॉस, क्योंकि उनको उस चीज का प्रॉफिट मिलेगा। सो ऑन अ कॉन्ट्रेरी, if the value of imports exceed the value of exports, it is termed as unfavorable balance of trade. अगर import का ज्यादा exceed करता है the value of exports, it is termed as unfavorable balance of trade. अगर हम ज्यादा लेंगे उनसे, मतलब हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज कम है और हमें उनको उतना ही पे भी करना पड़ेगा उस हिसाब से, तो पैसे हमारे जहाँ से जा रहे हैं, अब जा रहे हैं तो ऑब्वियसली जो हमारी कंडीशन है वो अनफेवरेबल में है। सो अगर हम ज्यादा देंगे तो हमारी सिचुएशन फेवरेबल में आती है, और अगर हम ज्यादा ले रहे हैं तो हमारी कंडीशन अनफेवरेबल बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड में आती है। आई होप सो दिस इज क्लियर टू ऑल। Now India has trade relations with all the major trading blocs and all geographical regions of the world. So basically India has the trade relations, मतलब trade relations होते हैं कि दूसरी countries के साथ जो हमारे relations होते हैं, it depends on the trading system also, like with the major trading blocs and all geographical regions of the world. Among the communities it export, the share of agriculture and allied products has been 9.9%, ores and minerals 4.0%, gems and jewelry 14.7%, petroleum product including coal is 16.8% in 2010 to 11। मतलब जो हमारे यहाँ से जितनी एक्सपोर्टिंग सिस्टम जाती है, कितने परसेंट में जाती है इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड के हिसाब से, दैट इज द वैल्यू, बट इट डिपेंड्स ऑन आवर रिलेशंस विद द अदर कंट्रीज एज वेल। जैसे अभी हमारे यूएसए, इटली, इन सारे रीजन्स के साथ रिलेशंस बहुत अच्छे हो गए, क्योंकि हमने इंपोर्ट करी है बहुत सारी चीजें, उनको मेडिसिन वगैरह, उनको हमने चीजें प्रोवाइड करने की कोशिश की है। सो इसमें हमारे फेवर में चीजें गई हैं। जैसे अब पहले, अब क्या था कि लोग चाइना पे ज्यादा डिपेंड करते थे, उनसे चीजें खरीदते थे, हमारी बहुत सारी चीजें चाइना से ही आती थी, तो जो ट्रेडिंग सिस्टम था वो उनकी फेवर में आता जाता था। बट नाउ दैट वी हैव ब्लॉक्ड अ लॉट ऑफ एप्स, वी हैव ब्लॉक्ड अ लॉट ऑफ रिसोर्सेज which we are not taking from them anymore। तो अब हमारा लॉस नहीं है, अब उनका लॉस हो रहा है, क्योंकि हम उनसे अब चीजें खरीद नहीं रहे हैं। So that's how these things work। Now the communities import to India, they include petroleum and petroleum products as well। तो जो हमारी कम्युनिटीज है, जो हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं, मतलब इंपोर्ट्स लेते हैं टू इंडिया, दे इंक्लूड पेट्रोलियम। कितना? पेट्रोलियम और जो पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स होता है दैट इज 28.6% हम जो बाहर से लेते हैं। देन पर्ल्स एंड प्रेशियस स्टोन्स दैट इज 9.4%, केमिकल्स इट इज 5.2%, कोल, कोक एंड ब्रिक्वेट्स दैट इज 2.7%, मशीनरी दैट इज 6.4%। इन 2010 एंड 11 तक का जो ये रिकॉर्ड है, ये हम इतना लेते थे उनसे, दूसरी कंट्री से। नाउ जो बल्क इंपोर्ट्स है एज अ ग्रुप ऑफ रजिस्टर्ड ग्रोथ काउंटिंग फॉर 28.2% ऑफ टोटल इंपोर्ट्स। जो जितना भी बल्कि अमाउंट मतलब जो हम लेते हैं इन अ ग्रुप ऑफ रजिस्टर्ड फॉर अ ग्रोइंग कंटेंट दैट इज 28.2%, मतलब हम जो बल्क में चीजें सामान लेते हैं उनसे, वो चीज। नाउ दिस ग्रुप इंक्लूड्स फर्टिलाइजर्स, सीरियल्स, एडिबल ऑयल्स एंड न्यूज प्रिंट्स। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ दिस न्यूज प्रिंट्स इज इतना परसेंट इन 2010-11। तो ये बेसिक एक रिकॉर्ड है दैट यू शुड कीप इन योर माइंड कि हम उनसे कितनी चीजें दूसरे कंट्री से इंपोर्ट में लेते हैं, इतना परसेंट अभी तक लेते हैं, और जो बल्क में हम चीजें उनसे लेते हैं दैट इज अ लॉट मोर देन इट शुड बी। Now basically this international trade has undergone a sea change in the last 15 years। So majorly पहले जो सिस्टम होता था हम इतनी importing things नहीं लेते थे, लेकिन अब the exchange have become a lot, like basically the change that we have seen in the last 15 years has given a lot of change to the economy of India। Basically the exchange of commodities and goods have been succeeded by the exchange of information and knowledge more। So now the IT department भी ज़्यादा improve हो गया है। I just told you कि हम not only we are exchanging goods but we are exchanging the apps also। मतलब उनके apps जो है हम चला रहे हैं उसका profit उनको मिलता है, कुछ परसेंटेज, और सिर्फ कुछ परसेंटेज होता है जो कि हमें मिलता है। तो मेजरली जो अब इट इज नॉट लिमिटेड टू द गुड्स, वी आर एक्सचेंजिंग information and knowledge as well. India has emerged as the software giant at the international level, and it is earning large foreign exchange through the export of information technology, which is like software जितने भी बनते हैं, ये apps जो आप यूज करते हो, इसका एक प्रॉफिट शेयर होता है जो कि हम देते हैं, जो दूसरे कंट्रीज के ऐप होते हैं हम यूज करते हैं, और जो हमारी कंट्रीज के ऐप्स वो यूज करते हैं तो वो हमें पैसे मिलते हैं। सो मेजरली वी हैव सीन दैट इंडिया हैज merged as the software giant at the international level, and we are earning large foreign exchange through the export of this IT department also, which is information technology. But now just because ये 2011 तक का रिकॉर्ड है, China have become that kind of a person because they are leading these things now. They are leading in a very major way just because they are including each and everything here. लाइक दे आर इंक्लूडिंग पबजी, जो भी टिकटॉक से कहते हैं, उन्होंने बहुत प्रॉफिट कमाया उसकी वजह से, बट नाउ जस्ट वी हैव बैंड इट, तो वो जो उनको पैसे एक्स्ट्रा मिल रहे थे अब उनको नहीं मिल रहे हैं। नाउ द लास्ट टॉपिक फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर चैप्टर इज टूरिज्म एज अ ट्रेड। सो हाउ डज टूरिज्म हेल्प एज अ ट्रेडिंग सिस्टम इन इंडिया? सो टूरिज्म इन इंडिया हैज ग्रोन subsequently over the last 3 decades. तो पहले लोग इतना ट्रैवल नहीं करते थे इंडिया में, या तो इंटरनेशनल जो लोग भी थे फॉरेनर्स, they also were not inclined to visit India, but now the foreign tourism has also they are coming up and it is increasing day by day. So this foreign tourist arrivals in the country witnessed an increase of 11.8% during the year 2010 as against the year 2009. That is contributing 64,889 crores of foreign exchange in 2010. Now 5.78 million foreign tourists visit India in 2010, and more than 15 million people are directly engaged in the tourism industry only. So now this industry has become so vast. Now colleges में भी इसके courses होते हैं and people are opting this as their job profession also. So this has like engaged a lot of things. So tourism has also promoted national integration. It has provided support to the local handicrafts and culture pursuits as well. It also helps in the development of international understanding about our culture and heritage. Foreign tourists visit India for our heritage tourism, eco-tourism, adventure tourism, culture tourism, medical tourism and business tourism. So these why the foreigners visit India? So these are few of the reasons why they visit India. Now there is a vast potential for the development of tourism in all parts of the country. Majorly the efforts they make, they are being made to promote different types of tourism for this upcoming industry. So basically this particular profession is having a lot of potential for the development of our nation, because टूरिज्म ही इतना ज़्यादा पैसा लेके आ रहा है आजकल हमारे देश में। अब तो वो नहीं रहा जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द कोरोना सीन, बट बिफोर द कोरोना सीन इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड इतना बढ़ गया था इंडिया का। मोस्टली फॉरेनर्स आर कमिंग टू विजिट आवर ब्यूटी, एंड वी आर सो प्राउड टू बी एन इंडियन बिकॉज वी आर बोर्न इन सच अ ब्यूटिफुल एंड इकोलॉजिकल थिंग, जहाँ पे वेद व्यास थे, जहाँ पे उन्होंने जो जड़ी बूटियां बनी हैं, मेडिसिन हमारे यहाँ से बनती है, योगा हमारी वजह से फेमस है, जो लैंग्वेजेस ये इंग्लिश वाले यूज भी करते हैं उसके इतने सारे वर्ड्स हमारे संस्कृत भाषा में से ही नहीं गए। तो यू शुड बी प्राउड टू बी एन इंडियन, एंड यू शुड आई होप आई एम लाइक लोग इतने पागल होते हैं फॉरेन में जाने के लिए, फॉरेन कंट्रीज को विजिट करने में। जस्ट ट्रैवल सम डे टू दी माउंटेन रेंजेस टू विजिट दिस नॉर्थ या ईस्ट साइड में भी आप एक बार घूम के आओ, you will forget the kind of beauty it is having any other country can ever have. It is so beautiful. I am just telling you that. Now the conclusion of this particular chapter is the pace of development of a country depends upon the production of goods and services as well as their movement over the space. So the kind of development a country is having, it depends on the production of the goods and the services it takes for the movement of the space. So today the world has converted into a large village with the help of efficient and fast moving transport, and today India is well linked with the rest of the world just because of the means of transportation we are currently having, and less, they are the lifelines of our national economy. Now the homework solution. So I have given you 4 questions. So this is the homework solution of those answers. So the first question that I have asked you about the water transport, तो उसके जो merits क्या हैं? So first is that is suitable for heavy cargo. Like water transport is the only suitable means to transport heavy and big sized goods and material. Second, foreign trade. That water transport is the cheapest and suitable means for transporting goods and conducting trade among different countries, importing and exporting goods. Third, that is natural gift. Rivers, lakes, seas, etc. are different, like free gifts provided by the nature, so no additional expense is needed to construct waterways like roads and railway construction. Fourth, it is cheap. Like water transport is the cheapest means it is operational expense remains unchanged and relatively cheap, as it can carry and transport huge amount of goods at a time. Per unit cost becomes low. Now question number 2, like India has a coastline spanning of like this kilometer, forming one of the biggest peninsula in the world. According to the Ministry of Shipping, around 95% of India's trading by volume and 70% by value is done through maritime port. It is served by 12 major ports. This is the kind of a record, you can note it down. I am not going to speak much. The contribution, the importance of these major seaports in India are for trade between nations, for employment opportunity, for tourism place, for transportation of bulky and heavy goods, as its consumption of fuel is very low compared to air services, so it reduces the cost of transportation also, and that's why 95% trade is used by the waterways only. Now question number 3, merits of air transports are: it is fastest, most comfortable and prestigious mode of transport. It can cover very difficult terrains with great ease. It makes access to far-flung and remote or otherwise inaccessible areas easier and quicker. It provides transport services to offshore oil and gas exploitation activities. Now the demerits are: it is very costly means of transportation, and places not having airports or helipads are not covered by it. And the last question, the types of means of communication. So it has personal communication or mass communication. Personal communication includes sending and receiving of messages between two individuals at a personal level. The import means in this category are telephones, post and telegraph services, fax, etc. And mass communication means communication with several people at the same time. These are 2 types: print media and electronic media. Print media includes print material, newspaper and magazine. Electronic media include radio and TV. This is an important media, especially for illiterate mass of the country. Now the homework for today is you have to do these questions as a homework. First is, why is international trade considered as the economic barometer for a country? Question 2, what is balance of trade? Explain its 2 types. Third, why is tourism considered as a trade and industry in India, and give reasons to support your answer. Question 4, give reasons for which foreign tourists visit India. So that's it for today's lecture. If you have queries related to the lecture, homework solution or homework, please let me know in the online class and we can discuss your queries here. And so that's it. Thank you so much for listening to this lecture, and please take care of your health.